one step in the wrong direction. One choice is all you have to make. One ride in the world is ours to take. You're treading a thin red line when you're trying to read my mind. In here, the world is black or white. No rules apply, no wrongs or rights. Can you really tell me what is right or wrong when they're two sides of the same coin, viewed in different ways? The human paradox, step right into pandemonium. Welcome to my delirium, my human.
What is up, guys? Of course, as always, welcome back to the Valhalla Pokemon League battle. And yeah, a quick run about the team, because this game is actually fairly old. I've been kind of feeling uninspired to upload league battles lately, and due to that, I haven't felt the extra spirit to actually do it. So I do recall most of this game, and it's a very, very interesting game at best. My team here is as follows: a Sugarberry, Self-Rocker, Metagross, Buzzwole with Substitute and Roost, Megalopunny with Low Kick because he has a very, very heavy team, so High Jump Kick felt kind of redundant. Life Orb, Aurora Veil, Ninetales because it does hit his team fairly well. And it should be stated here that Hidden Power Ground does OHKO Heatran if it's not Sugarberry, but it's very likely will be. Tentacruel Assault Vest variant this time, mainly because, I really can't state this enough, it does check Manaphy fairly well for this Wi-Fi ability. Just overall, it's very, very tough to be dealing with an Assault Vest variant for him, and it has to get ready to be able to actually get some recovery. And then we have Choice Bandit Garchomp, because it does break apart his team fairly well. My opponent's team here is as follows: Pissimian, which I presume is most likely Scarfed, Heatran, which I assume is his lead, Manaphy, which definitely could be a Tailglow variant or even Sea Rain, TOGEKISS, which either could be Thunder Wave, Air Flinching, or Scarf Flinch, Donphan, Self-Rockers for sure, with possibly Rapid Spin, since if Heatran is not a lead, Donphan is going to be, and then we have Snorlax, which I presume is Assault Vest, so it's particularly vital. So yeah, with all this said, let's go into the match. So from the get-go, I lead off with Metagross, and all I'm really gonna do here is doing the obvious thing, that is get rocks up. I really, really need that to happen, since it does pressure his team quite a lot, and I really need a residual damage on TOGEKISS, which could be a possible threat towards my team. Now he's gonna switch into Donphan directly, and I felt really safe here. Sugarberry does definitely save us from an Earthquake, which means I can 2-hit KO it with a Grass Knot without really needing to worry about this too much, as the Grass Knot does push him down quite low. Unfortunately me, he goes for a knockoff, and that is actually enough to KO. And yeah, that's really unfortunate. Did not see that one coming, and quite frankly, it does mean that I'm forced to bring in my Alolan Ninetales, force him to switch, and I know the two obvious switches here is either Heatran or possibly his Snorlax. Now with that said, we're going to have a little bit of lag a few times in the battle. I'm going to already say that I'm sorry about this. Had some kind of update while recording, and it looks kind of shitty. Don't worry, it will resolve itself later on here, as Blizzard's gonna connect, and yeah, we don't do any necessarily damage here. We do get Reseals though with Hail, which is quite nice, but quite frankly, I am forced to switch out here, and my switch in here is Buzzwole, the mailman, the beast, the monster, because I feel I can take any hit he can throw at me, as it goes for a Party Slam, and unfortunately get a paralyzation on me, which definitely does nerf me a little bit, and quite frankly that had me very frustrated, because my Buzzwole is speedy enough to outspeed the Heatran, so I felt that really, really threw me off quite a lot here, as hopefully the lag should start going now, I'm sure, as I switch in my Garchomp, and he's actually going to directly go to his Great Fairy, as so he pulls a double himself, and I felt, I'm going to be faster here, right? There's no way a Dazzling Gleam would kill me if he is Scarfed, so I'm gonna go for a Stone Edge here, as he is Scarfed, and I stayed in probably unnecessarily since I have Tentacruel, so that was a very, very bad play of me, and definitely a big risk considered a given circumstance. Now I'm gonna bring Tentacruel now, which definitely are too late, and I'm gonna go for the Acid Spray, just basically willow him down, as I'm sure he's Scarfed after all, as we see Manaphy here. Now Manaphy is not a threat necessarily from the get-go, and with the special defense reduction, it definitely doesn't pose a threat towards me, and that damage output really, really does reveal that he's more bulkier. We don't know how much. We see leftovers, so he's not Sea Rain, which is also good, as he brings in Snorlax yet again. I went directly for the Giga Drain. I definitely just wanted the heavy damage. Probably the wrong play in hindsight, but Snorlax is down for 50%. But my Buzzwole is heavily damaged, so even if I bring in the Mailman, all I really can do from this point is go for actually Roost, as luckily for me he does decide to go for an Earthquake. The reason this is good is because it doesn't do any damage on me, and it does give my Buzzwole an honest chance of actually get some recovery, or at least force him out with the Leech Life, as he's gonna switch in his Donphan. Now, here's a situation that I really just kick myself for. We go directly for the Leech Life. Since I'm paralyzed, I am pretty sure I won't be able to outspeed him, so with that in mind, I decide on his Rapid Spin to go for a substitute. Just to get some wiggle room basically, and I thought that was a fair play, I really did. Little did I know that even with the paralyzation, I am actually faster than Donphan. So I really just kind of choke here, because the Rapid Spin will mean the rocks are out of the way and they didn't need to go in the first place. Now I am behind a sub, I get that, but the Togekiss is not damaged by me whatsoever, since my combination of hits here are Leech Life and Earthquake, while you know, the Buzzwole is not threatened, of course, by the Ice Shot. You know, he's definitely gonna soak that, and just telling you he's the Mailman, he's not gonna die by that, and of course retaliate with a Leech Life. I still lost a massive win con from my side, which was actually keeping the Stealth Rocks intact, and this is something that is making Togekiss a lot more dangerous for me to dealing with. Luckily, I do get the Beast Boost, as even with you know, the possible, of course, sub and Togekiss coming in with, you know, the reduction in damage, Leech Life should still do a decent chunk. As it goes for Air Slash, it's not going to do anything because we are behind a sub, and luckily here I do not get fully paralyzed either. Real unfortunate didn't have Poison Jab here, but at the same time, you know, I had no filler for that, as Leech Life does roughly Stealth Rock damage, and I'm basically back on track, full HP and whatnot, but I can't stay in for another. You should be said though, Buzzwole, it's hard to kill. But yeah, I need to switch out here. Of course I can't stay in. That's gonna bring Calypso, because Assault Vest really just enforce him to not necessarily being able to damage me all that much. You guys can see it does roughly 32 HP, so that's really good for us, as he's gonna switch in Gluttony. I do believe I go directly for an Acid Spray here, and yeah, while the special defense drop is nice, I definitely believe it's not enough to secure a KO. I don't want to take an Earthquake, so I'm going to bring a Solder. Basically going for a Sheep Veil was my initial thought, as he does the stronger play here, which is going for Self-Destruct. And that gives him a massive momentum, but not only that, had I switched in Buzzwole, I probably wouldn't have been able to capitalize on that either afterwards, because Self-Destruct might not have killed me, but sure as hell most monsters are left are speed enough to outspeed Buzzwole since I'm paralyzed. Now, here's my second big misplay. I go directly for the fake out here. I really was thinking that his strongest play here was U-turn, because I can easily switch in Buzzwole, and if so, I'm gonna free sub. So I was thinking his best play in mind is going for U-turn, get the ship damage, not go for close combat, being locked in here with the Buzzwole. I do believe that's a very fair prediction. Sadly though, he does go for the obvious play, which is striking what is ahead in front of him, and this really did suck, because this was a big misplay from my side, because losing Lopunny is something that makes the Togekiss even worse, because now I missed the fake out and quick attack combination, which definitely could have helped. Now, versus the Passimian here, he's locked in here, I can easily go for a substitute without needing to worry, but the Great Fairy, of course, the Togekiss is something I need to keep in mind, so I decided to pull a double here. Just, it feels so likely that that would come in, as now I have an honest chance of going for Acid Spray yet again. Now, it doesn't have that many switches, I am very aware of that. So, of course, Monkey or the Passimian comes in again, and I probably should have gone for a Scald. Thinking about it, I did decide to go for a Sludge Bomb instead, as we do not connect any type of poison. Now, I am out of options. I only have Buzzwole left to get it with my Tentacruel. So, with that in mind, I really need to do the obvious plays, as he locks himself into Rock Slide. And as you guys can see, that is not damage. That is not damage on the Buzzwole, and I can easily here go for a substitute. Well, he is faster, you know, and will force me down the line. There's nothing here he can do to kind of wave around this option, and I am fully aware of that and gonna take fully advantage of that too. As yeah, I mean, from here on out I can just kill him, and I can definitely just kill him with Leech Life or Earthquake, and quite frankly I don't want to reveal the Earthquake just yet. So with that in mind, we're gonna soak that Rock Slide hit and retaliate with the Leech Life, because I really want to bait in Heatran instead of anything else, because we get the Beast Boost. That will mean that TOGEKISS are down for the count whether or not, you know, I have Rock Slide and whatnot, and I was really aware of that. So I was hoping I could get a weird play out of him. I really was aiming towards that, as he brings in the Heatran. And as stated before, it's really unfortunate that I'm paralyzed, because I will not be able to outspeed it if it is a Scarf variant and whatnot. He goes directly for the Fire Blast, and so at this moment I am sure he's Scarfed. But we're gonna go for Earthquake, we're gonna get killed anyway, as we see the Shuka Berry, and trust me, Buzzwole don't care about no Shuka Berry. Pfft, puny residual damage when you can just KO anyway. So Buzzwole gonna of course KO the Heatran, but it also of course really enforces that, sadly, due to us being paralyzed, that we would have been able to outspeed and get that KO anyway. So it is very unfortunate, as it brings the Great Fairy, and he can just lock himself into Air Slash. Now, we are still in the good spot here. We still are in a possible golden opportunity, as he really needs to get 3 flinches in a row to be able to win against us, and I am very aware of that, as the first Air Slash here will actually be a crit, which is very unfortunate, but even more so, he gets the flinch. It's still not over though, we can still kind of cap up on this, as it goes for second one, crit again, and flinch. And yes guys, this is exactly what the game is gonna boil down to, Air Slash flinches, and we lose to that. And that, my people, is super unfortunate. So yeah, we lose this battle 2-0, and it's a really salty ending. To be honest here, after the game, I was very frustrated. I really was thinking, you know, I played this game badly. I'm not gonna say anything else. Joey played this game good. It is the builds that me and TOGEKISS built for this particular battle that does keep me afloat here. And quite honestly, you know, Buzzwole really knocking it out of the park with really soaking hits and not necessarily dying, and doing exactly what it was meant for. Even with the paralyzation, it didn't get crippled once. And yeah, I really appreciated that. I definitely mess up when losing Lopunny here. Lopunny was my #1 win con since TOGEKISS, of course, was now Primal Flat, since I actually messed up with Stealth Rock. That said though, yeah, I should definitely go for Leech Life with Buzzwole over Substitute when the Rapid Spin was going on. That would have meant that I would have been able to whittle down TOGEKISS without necessarily forcing any plays. I would definitely just kill it naturally, and that really did bring my piss to a boil, is what I'm trying to say. I was really frustrated with that. And the main reason the Air Slash flinches matter is because, due to our set being Assault Vest, and we find out later that he doesn't have any investment in his special attack, it would have meant his max roll on me would have been roughly 30% without the Tail Glow at best, and with Tail Glow possibly over 50%. What I'm trying to say is here, I didn't need to go for an Acid Spray towards that matchup. I could have gone for really 2 to 3 Giga range without needing to worry about the KO, because due to him being max HP without any special defense investment, I would have get a lot of HP back, so much so that Manaphy would not have been able to win that matchup. And that really did frustrate me, because all of a sudden the flinches was the resolving factor here. I was definitely playing bad, I'm not gonna say anything else here, but I was still in the running in the very end of the game, even the way I was playing, and that's why I got so frustrated. I was close enough of giving up Pokemon for just for a week at least, like, get that shit from my face, because I do not want to deal with those kind of environments. Yes, I can play bad, but hell, I still had an honest chance of winning, and that it would have been such a nice comeback, and I definitely felt I deserved that, even though I play like shit. So that said though, yes, Joey plays the game right. I mean, if anything, you know, if it's going to be an outcome here, a fair outcome would mean that he would be actually able to win, mainly because he doesn't mess up like I do, and I really have to take that into account too. I can't be frustrated. I wasn't frustrated about Joey, I was really frustrated about the flinch hacks, because all of a sudden I didn't expect myself to win, and when I realized I wasn't a fair chance of doing so, I got really just, we can do this, and then nope, we cannot. Fuck you. I really felt that way. I'm like, really? No. But anyway, guys, I hope you appreciate this game anyway. Now, sadly, the upcoming main game here for week 6 will not be uploaded versus Brawl. And sadly, it is in to do with other factors. All I really can say is that we did score a win due to it, and that's kind of nice. So we're still in the running for playoff, and I do believe we are 4-2 at the moment. Only 2 losses, but we have a steep curve against us, which really does make it very tough to make playoff for this season. So it's not often you can say you're 4-2 and probably not able to make playoff. We still have 3 weeks of battles though, so I'm not going to take anything of that away. Now, I've been speaking for a lot longer than I was thinking. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there are going to be a lot of other League battles uploaded today because I really want to share them. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Bye!